Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today's video is going to be on my best of 2017. Well, I want to call it my most used products of 2017 and what I see as kind of underrated products as well. 2017 was actually a good year for products, makeup products, but I don't know, I felt like I didn't buy it as much, or I didn't try out as much as what came out, you know, what had launched and stuff. But I did have a lot of items that I really loved, and there were some ones that I had to repeat. There are some that did not come out last year that I have been using on a regular basis because I just absolutely love them. And for me, I feel like these are items and products you should try this year. You have to have them. So the first thing I'm going to mention are primers. Now, last year I did not experiment with primers. I still went back to my trusty Becca Ever Matte Polish primer, and I still absolutely love this primer. I do want to try out some new ones, and just I feel like the ones that people rave about don't work for me, but this has been the only one I feel like I keep going back to. If your face is dry and you use this, it works better than if you have like overly moisturized or like a oily face beforehand. Just to bear that in mind, because I know a lot of people do say this doesn't work with them, but I feel like for me, if my face is dry, I use my sunscreen as my moisturizer, so I let that set for a while and then I apply this and then I apply my foundation. So that's how it works for me. Moving on to foundations, the first one has to be the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. This didn't come out last year, but this was like my mostly used foundation for the entire year. I absolutely love this foundation. It is very full coverage, so you don't even need to apply a lot, you know, to get full coverage. And it's the only one that lasts all day in terms of like not getting overly oily, you know, after 8 hours. For me, it's just one of the best foundations, honestly, like hands down one of the best foundations. The Huda Beauty Faux Filter. The reason why I am mentioning this, it's not because I use it on my face. I actually use it to cover my acne scars, so on my chest and sometimes on my shoulder, like my shoulder and my back. I have like back knee and chest knee, is that the word? Which isn't very flattering. So this, I was able to find my shade because my chest is the lightest part, one of the lightest parts of my body. And even with that, I do actually darken it by using a bronzer. I will show you what I use. So this foundation in the shade Cinnamon is actually the closest to my chest color, my chest shade. So, and like I said, that you know this is very full coverage as well. So this was perfect. In terms of using it on my face, I don't use it on my face just because, you know, just the shade, you know, goes a little bit red. However, I have mixed Mocha with Kat Von D together, and by the way, my shade in the Kat Von D is Deep 78 Neutral. I only use the Huda foundation for my, you know, my scars and stuff on my body. Like, I have the worst scars. I feel like my acne and just like curling one burns and just being very careless and stuff really happened a lot last year, so I have a lot of scars on my body. It is so gross and just so not nice looking. And then for my under eye concealers, I use the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer, and I'm in the shade D33 Warm. I feel like on my skin tone, I suit more yellow toned concealers, so I use this. Maybe because I just have like the deep set under eye situation, or I don't apply enough, or I don't leave it long enough for it to really set. I still find myself having to apply a second concealer, and that is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Deep. I don't know, everyone raves that this is the best concealer in the entire world and it's the best ever. For me, when I first purchased it, when I first got it, I couldn't really see what the hype was about. I did try to give it a chance. I did try to give it more tries. So I find that I'm using this to kind of top up on my under eye. So when I apply the Kat Von D one, I then put this over it. I find that using this on its own, I don't know if it's a little bit too bright for me, or I don't know what it is, but I seem to lean towards a Kat Von D shade just because of the color, just because it's more yellow. That's the Kat Von D, and then that's the Tarte Shape Tape. I find that the Kat Von D is more like a golden yellow. I apply more of the Kat Von D and then a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape. They are very similar in shades, but not spot on. So when I apply my concealer, there is still a bit that's still like dark, you know, so then I use my Tarte Shape Tape. And then there's also the Colourpop concealers. The one I reached for the most was my contour shade, and this is Rich 75. This is a perfect shade for me for contouring. It's just perfect, like it's just the best shade for me. So I reach for this for my contour. So I use a liquid contour, like a liquid shade, and then I set it with a contour powder. So I will show you that in a bit. But yeah, these concealers are really good. These concealers only retail for like $6, I think. One more concealer I don't actually use for like concealing. I use this as, this is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I use it as my base for my lids. These is like, it's like the perfect shade. I feel like under my eyes, it's not really much of a highlighting concealer. So this is the shade Amand. So this is perfect for concealing like discolorations and just giving you a nice base for your eyeshadows. So this is what I was using. Lashes, I have been reaching for Lily lashes the entire year. Lily lashes do the like most amazing lashes. However, the price point for their lashes are about £30. You know, I feel like to myself, I'm actually spending £30 on a pair of lashes. But you do get to reuse them a lot, but they are amazing. My favorites were Vegas and Monaco. A lot of people also liked Miami as well. I haven't actually tried Miami. Mascaras, the two I was using the most are the L'Oreal Miss Hippie mascara. This is amazing for creating a lot of volume and making lashes really long. And when I say lashes, I actually mean my natural lashes. Obviously I wear a lot of false lashes, but these work really well on your natural lashes. And then the second one, which I use more on my bottom lashes, they make my lashes so long, is the Maybelline The Forces Push Up Drama Mascara. These two have been my go-to like of life, literally. One of the best ones, and they are Drugstore. And I feel like with me, I haven't had the best experience, or I feel like I don't need to spend so much money on high-end mascara, because the Drugstore ones do just as, they fare just as well. They're really good. So these two have been my favorite. For my blush, I went back old school. I just was reaching a lot for the MAC Raisin blush. This blush is literally like very universal in the sense that you can pair a lot of looks with this blush, and I just found myself going for it a lot. And then sometimes on top of that, I would use the Sleek Sunrise. It's like a rose gold, like a pinky rose gold, coppery. It's an absolutely gorgeous shade. And then obviously we all know Raisin. Raisin has literally, was like my very first MAC blush. There's also the Juvia's Place blush palette volume 1, which also had like similar shades in there. I feel like the middle one is kind of similar to Raisin by MAC. So this is also a very nice blush as well for women of color. The first one is Zara. Look at that. Like, the thing about Juvia's Place, they never fail when it comes to their pigmentation. They're just amazing. And then there's Lila, which was on the top right. Absolutely gorgeous. And then Swatch Neo, which was the middle shade. Look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And then that's Zane. So pretty, guys. You definitely have to try this palette out. It's amazing for women of color, and it's so pigmented. A little goes a long way, honestly. The next things are highlighters. Now, before I go to the obvious ones, I have a couple more to show you. The first two are actually the Kylie highlighters. I know a lot of people hate that name, but she actually came out with some good highlighters. I didn't think they were worth the price, but I ordered them myself and I thought, let me try them out. But I really liked these two. The first one is, what is this called? It has actually rubbed off. I think it's something banana. It had a nice glow. It's quite on the yellowy side. And then this one, which has broken. This one is called Salted Caramel. I preferred this one, which is why this one has broken, because I had used it a lot. But I've just managed to put it back together. It looks like that, and I'm just going to swatch it for you. It's more of a champagne-y gold. But I really like this. I felt like they were pretty good. You have to, I think with the first one you had to build up, and then the second one was a lot more, like showed up a lot more. Next one was the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter. This is in the shade Molten Gold, and I got this from eBay US, but it's now available in the UK. It looks like that. Such a really nice shade. Absolutely gorgeous. There is a darker shade. This is called Metallic Bronze. And just to swatch that next to each other, I feel like this one was very subtle. It's more like just a nice like bronzy shade if you don't want much of an overpowering highlight. The more deeper skin tones will benefit from that one. To me, I don't really see it as, it doesn't really give me much of a highlight, but just more like a subtle glow. Obviously I had to include these two, like it's just, you know, I have to include it, guys. I know I'm being quite biased, but it has to be my highlighters with Black Up and my highlighter palette. So these are the two. So the first one, I have so many, like I just have to keep showing you brand new ones, but I did put a dent in this one. So the first one, this is palette 2. I'm trying to show you so that the light doesn't wash it out. This is palette 2, and it is literally the most pigmented highlighters you can ever like reach for. But I know my US followers are still waiting, and I've literally been pestering them to get them out for you guys. So it should be available like in the next week or so. It's finally going to be available in Sephora on the 9th of February, which I'm so excited about. So everyone in the entire world are going to be able to, you know, go and try it out, play around with it. Palette 2. Just going to swatch them, like literally amazing. Like look at that. Look at how pretty. Look at how pretty they are. They're so pretty. Obviously I have to say they're pretty because they're mine, but everyone that I've spoken to always say that they can't believe how pigmented they are, and the fact that when you apply on your when you apply into your face, it gives that kind of like wet look, and it lasts, guys. It lasts literally all day. It does not fade. So you have to go and get it. And then they have palette 1. So palette 1 is like more catered towards like medium to light. Palette 2, medium dark to deep. So palette 1, the one that I really like from this palette obviously is the glitter shade. You probably can't see it as well on camera, but this is literally like one swipe. You probably can't see it very well, but it's so pretty. I absolutely love it. I am in love with these palettes. I haven't honestly been using any other highlighters since mine came out, but you have to go and get them. I've literally been pestering them to get them out for you on the Black Up Cosmetics website, which is the US website, and I know it's available. A lot of people still ask if it was available. It's actually already available. It's been available for the past month. So the Black Up UK website, the Black Up International website, it's also in Debenhams as well if you're in the UK, and it's amazing. Eyeshadow palettes. Now I didn't really use that many, like I didn't really alternate as much, but I have my dusty messy Jaclyn Hill Morphe eyeshadow palette. Look at how dusty it looks. It looks so gross, but it shows that I have been using this palette. But I think this is one of the best palettes that came out, especially for Morphe. It literally had all the shades I wanted except a brow bone highlight shade. I really couldn't find one that really worked for me, but besides that and the black, besides that, this was a really good eyeshadow palette. And then the Morphe 3502, this came out towards the end of the year. I am obviously missing the black, because you can see it broke. Everything breaks. I travel a lot, so I do travel with these things, and I guess I need to find a better way of storing them. But this is also a really good palette. I loved all the browns, the oranges and the reds. So nice and warm, very warm tone, amazing shades. Again, with this one, there wasn't like a golden gold, but these shades are really good. Also had some bronzy shades as well. Juvia's Place Zulu, the Zulu palette. Again, very crusty looking. It has these shades. The only two that I actually reached for were this brown in the corner, which was just the best brown for like your transition shade, and then this like rose gold shade at the bottom here. So this was also a really good palette for that. If you haven't tried Juvia's Place palettes, honestly you're missing out. They have the best in terms of the most pigmented shades, and they have all shades, like all the colors you could imagine, and they're just amazing. They have really great color combinations in their palettes. So if you haven't tried them out, definitely try Juvia's Place. They do amazing eyeshadow palettes. Another one I just had to sneak in, because this was also towards the end of the year, was another Morphe palette. This is the Dare to Create palette. This is much bigger. I really wish, I don't know, it's a really good palette. It's so big, and in terms of like traveling and everything, it's quite big. If you don't travel light like I do, it's not a big deal. I'm not sure if the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette is still available, but if you didn't get that, I guess this is probably the next best thing. But this has a black. Oh, these purples at the top, the greens at the bottom. The blues, they look so good. The browns, I think, and look at how pretty that is. They've stepped up their quality as well in their packaging. Everything's changed. Even their logo's changed. Now you can get Morphe brushes in the UK. There's now a UK website, so you don't have to, you know, wait for shipping and pay like custom charges and stuff. So for contour, I mentioned the Colourpop concealer in the shade 75. I use the KKW contour kit palette thing. Again, something had to break, so it's kind of crusty looking, but it looks like this. The shade that I reached for the most happened to just had a bit of a dent, and it's just falling apart now. I literally only use this palette for the bottom left shade, and honestly, I really like this palette. Like, I really don't care what anyone thinks. I like this palette. It works well for me. So when I use the liquid concealer, the Colourpop one, I then use this to set it, and it just adds a very nice warmth to my face. I definitely will try a lot more palettes this year, and a lot more, like, a variety of brands as well, not just stick to the same brands over and over again. I feel like I tend to do that sometimes, but I feel like if you like something and it works, why not stick to it? But it is nice to get a bit of variation as well. So lip products, just because I've picked them up first, I'm gonna go with this first one. These are lip glosses. This is the Fenty Glow Lip Gloss. I think everybody had to include this in their favorites, their best of 2017 videos. It's actually amazing. And funny story, I actually lost mine, and I said to myself, I will not go and buy another one. I refuse to buy another one. It's somewhere, and I actually didn't lose it. It was actually left in my parents' house back in Manchester. So when I went home for Christmas, I found it. I literally turned my house upside down looking for this damn gloss. It happened to be at my parents' house. So at Christmas I was using it, and I came home after Christmas, couldn't find it again. So I don't know, and I asked my dad couldn't find it, so clearly it was lost somewhere in between, so I had to buy another one. I'm happy I did. I feel like it was worth it. This gloss, I don't know what it is, I don't know what's in it. It literally lasts for the entire time you have it on your lips, even if you're eating or drinking. It's just like, it just sticks. It literally sticks to your lips. It's a universal shade, compliments everybody. It's an amazing shade. And so whilst this was missing, I had to find something else, and I stumbled across the L'Oreal, I think it's a cream gloss, and this is the shade 110. I got the Power. This is also another really good lip gloss as well, and it's a really nice shade. It's so pretty. The Fenty one has like shimmer. It's just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lip pencils, the one I use the most, which is like a neutral brown, is the NYX. This is their slide on lip pencil. This is the shade Urban Cafe, and this works for like basically all your nudes, or your nude lipsticks, and like your nude pinks. So I absolutely love this lip pencil. I was repurchasing it all the time. There's also another one. It was a Morphe Offer collaboration, and I seem to have misplaced it. I'll put it in the video somewhere. That was also a really good lip pencil as well. This is a liquid lipstick that went along with that lip pencil. It's the shade Vinyl. Absolutely gorgeous. I feel like a lot of my lipsticks were all kind of similar in the nude pinks, they're rosy pinks, you know, that kind of color. And then I have this one from NYX. This is like my everyday lip. If I don't want to have like too much going on my lips, just something really quick to just throw on if I'm out, you know, running errands and stuff. I use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in this shade Berlin. It's really gorgeous. Like if you want to have like a neutral looking lip that just doesn't have much color on, but still adds a little bit of color, it's so pretty. And then I have like a lip combo that I use, and I'm actually wearing right now. This is the Colourpop liquid lipstick in Kae. So this is the Karuchi collaboration. This is Kae. Also another brown, so I use this as my, like, on the outer corner of my lips, kind of like a lip pencil type thing, but I just take it in a little bit more. And this is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Lolita. Apply that. I feel like the formulation and the shade has actually changed, you know, so I apply that in the center. There's also this one from Ofra, but the name, honestly, the name rubbed off a long time ago. Like, I just don't even remember what it was called. Again, it's quite similar to the other ones. Yeah, it looks like that. Gel liner, the one from Inglot. I have been using this. This is the best, number 77. Very black. It lasts the entire time. It doesn't fade. Amazing. These have literally been my lifesavers from last year. Melanie Mill Gleam Body Radiance. These have been amazing. Like I told you before, I have had the worst luck with like my acne, body acne, and scars, and just I keep burning myself and stuff whenever I comb my hair and stuff. So these two have really helped. It's like body makeup, but they also cover up a lot as well. So I use this a lot on my arms, on top of my back, my shoulders, my chest. Amazing. I was using deep gold, and deep gold is more like for like the darker skin tones. And then I just got bronze gold. So bronze is a little bit lighter but more on the bronzy side. So that's deep gold, and then that's bronze gold. So if you haven't tried them, they are available in the UK, and yeah, they have been lifesavers. This has been my mostly used amazing products. If you haven't tried, you are missing out. You definitely try them. I thought I'd include a bit of drugstore and high-end for you, and I do want to try a lot more drugstore products this year. Drugstore have also been stepping up their game a lot more. I want to do a lot more one branded tutorials. So yeah, that is it for the video. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.